Hello everyone, Mr. Beefy here with another comic book review. Today I want to look at Geiger number 15 and talk a little bit about it. Geiger 15 was released on June 11th of 2025. It is part of the Ghost Machine imprint at Image Comics. It is written by Geoff Johns with art by Gary Frank, coloring by Brad Anderson, and lettering by Rob Lee. Geiger 15 picks up where 14 left off in the Glowing Woman storyline. So this issue I was really excited for because this is finishing that arc. The first thing I want to talk about is the art, and I'll start with the cover. I like the cover I got. This is cover C by Jules Mamone.
It wasn't the girls, it was Stitch.
But what I like about the cover is I don't think calling it unfinished is the correct. I mean, it's definitely a finished piece of art, but you can see the lines in it, and I like the coloring, kind of like what you see through right here, that it looks like marker. I'm not sure how they did it. I'm not sure what was used, but I really like this cover of the Glowing Woman. So happy with that. As far as the regular art goes, Gary Frank has been doing an awesome job on this series since the beginning. Good little just page there. So the first three pages are basically splash pages. And this is a good one showing the glowing man and glowing woman fighting. It can sometimes be a little bit hard with the nature of the characters to see what they're doing exactly, but it's never like, I'm never like, what is going on? Like, I can tell they're fighting. If I'm just glancing at it, I might not notice some of the details, but overall, the art and coloring in this comic has been great. Another example of the good art, 2-page splash, no words, no nothing, but the art and everything about it is just conveying the intensity of the moment and everything that is going on in the story. There's one other little shot I want to kind of show about why I like the art. And so here's another, this is not a spread page, this is more of a regular page going on. But with the nature of the glowing man and the glowing woman, there's a lot of green. And here's a good example as to there's a lot going on. It's basically just 3 colors almost. But it's really well done. So as far as the art goes, Geiger is looking great. Has always looked really good. But this issue, I really liked a lot of those scenes that you saw there. Now for the story. So Geiger 15, I was really excited for because this has been my favorite story arc in Geiger so far. I felt like this didn't disappoint. I was really excited to get this issue in hand this week. Actually, this was the comic I was most excited for this week because I wanted to see how it was going to end. I had an idea as to how it was going to end. I was a little bit surprised as to the ending, but not like, I wasn't like, oh, it was a bad ending. The story pacing was really good. I mean, we're in the thick of it. The glowing woman and the glowing man are battling it out. To just kind of do a recap, basically the glowing woman is wanting to get rid of her powers, her radiation, and so she had been training Tariq Geiger to learn how to control his powers, and she had set a nuclear missile in a silo to go off in the hopes that Geiger would absorb all of that energy, and in doing so also absorb her energy. So like we saw earlier in some of the art that I was showing, you know, the battle is going on between them. And that one big moment right here is when the missile starts to go off. And so you have all of these pieces going on. You have Junkyard Joe there. You got Nate the Knight. Nate the Knight had a kind of a nice moment in this issue too. and you can kind of see that he's trying to help the people out. Overall, the story, the pacing, the intensity of it was really good. Like, this is a good wrap up of this arc. Like I said, you can start seeing Geiger absorbing it, and this here where she's talking about she can feel it being absorbed from her as well. I'd love to talk a little bit more, but in case you haven't read Geiger yet this week, I'm going to kind of just leave it at this. But it does wrap it up. I feel like it does a good job of wrapping up the story. It ended a little bit different than I expected. It ends with 2 epilogues, so it's doing a good job of kind of setting up some things to come. I will spoil that Geiger does not die. It looked like that he was in trouble in this. He does not die, but I will say Tariq Geiger has a moment at the end of this issue that I think was much needed for him as a character. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. I'll let you go back and read it yourself. But overall, this title is still a high recommend for me. I'm enjoying it. If you haven't read any of it, I would go grab the first volume. You don't have to go and get all the back issues like I've been doing. But I think the first trade only retails around $10. And if you read it and you're kind of interested in it, I would go ahead and get it, because I think it's been getting better as it goes on. And like I said, with this story arc of the glowing woman, this has been my favorite arc in Geiger overall. But that's enough about what I thought of Geiger. Let me know what you've been thinking of Geiger. If you're currently reading it, did you like this issue? Was this your favorite arc? Did you not like the arc? What did you think of the ending? But otherwise, I want to thank you for stopping by, and I want to encourage you to go read a comic, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.